shook the whole world.
Hit my thumb on the table.
Earthquake.
Alright.
I'm putting that in.
We're gonna roll with it. Alright. So in our last video, we did our top 10 must-do Disney food and snack items. So kind of keeping with that theme, we're gonna do our top 10 Disney experiences. Now, these are things that you'll do in the parks that aren't necessarily a ride or an attraction. Although some of them probably are.
It could be an attraction, but they're not
a ride.
Rides.
So without further ado, number 1.
Festival of Fantasy Parade in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
I don't even know. I'm gonna like insert a clip here, not a clip, a link to a video that has proof of how much we enjoy Festival of Fantasy Parade as people.
Enjoy.
Festival of Fantasy is probably one of the best parades that Disney has ever put together. All of the floats are so like incredibly themed and well made, and the music, you will listen to it one time and sing it for the rest of your life, as I'm sure you just saw, because I'm sure you clicked on that link that we put in here.
Oh yes.
And if you didn't, this is us telling you that you really want to.
Yeah, but especially if I ever had an early shift and I was there for the 3 o'clock parade, which by the way, the 3 o'clock parade is at 3 o'clock. It's the 3 o'clock parade and it starts at 3 o'clock. But I would work to the sounds of this parade a lot, so it has a very special place in my heart and you'll enjoy it, so go watch it.
It's super, super fun.
So number 2 is Wishes, and this kind of seems like
a given.
Like any park you go to, you're gonna wanna watch the fireworks because they're all fantastic, although we haven't seen the Hollywood Studios new ones that they do at the Star Wars because we weren't there. But yeah, go see Wishes, but what we recommend is, especially if you're on the program or maybe if you're in Magic Kingdom for more than one day on your vacation, try seeing Wishes from a different location. So if it's like the first day of your location, you can go to the beach at the Polynesian, or you can like make a reservation at Ohana at the same time Wishes is, because they'll kind of push the music through the speakers.
I pump.
Yes, I don't know how to speak English.
They also pump the music through the bridge between the Contemporary Resort and Bay Lake Tower, so you could go and watch it from there too.
And the Tickets and Transportation Center, I've heard, is a great place to watch it as well.
That too. Also, something different if you're in Magic Kingdom, watch it from behind the castle. Everybody obviously stands in front of Cinderella Castle to watch it, but it's a really cool and kind of like strange experience to watch it from behind, because you're seeing where the fireworks like emerge from. So nothing looks like it's supposed to, but it's still like really cool to see.
Yeah, it's not as like Instagram worthy, but you kind of feel like the fireworks are all around you. So it's really cool.
The third thing on our list is kind of like musical experiences you may not know exist. The first one is the Dapper Dans that perform on Main Street USA in the Magic Kingdom. If you don't know who the Dapper Dans are, they are the 4 strapping gentlemen wearing striped suits and vest type things, and their voices are wonderful and they sing fun songs and they're interactive.
Very much.
I just slouched down and fell on my seat.
Okay.
So uncomfortable, I tweaked it.
And the Dapper Dans are great. But yes, they're absolutely wonderful, and there is another musical performance if you're in Epcot. So the American Adventure is the pavilion
Giant
within World Showcase that is right in front of you. Sorry, it's not you.
It's New Year's Eve, and we're not even gonna make it to midnight because we're already so tired. We're like delusional. We're not gonna make it.
So we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it.
Dinosaur is not on any of these lists because insert photo here. Every time I'm on Dinosaur, I look and I'm staring
I love that ride.
straight in the eye.
I love that ride because of people like her. But anyway, if you're in Epcot, go to the American Adventure Pavilion where our lovely roommate Megan used to work, and go inside the American Adventure ride.
Pavilion thing.
Yeah. Because inside that building, you'll see the Voices of Liberty, or sometimes they're outside on the stage that's right in front of a big lake. But they're really great.
And they wear period costumes, and I don't know if anybody else is like fascinated by that other than me, but
pretty Victorian, or not Victorian, but like really colonial and big and fluffy dresses.
Victorian?
It was America.
The next thing on our list is One Man's Dream.
One Man's Dream.
She's not doing well today.
I was reading the the list. One Man's Dream. It's great. I cried, and then I went back again, and I cried again.
Definitely stay for the video at the end. It is an emotional roller coaster, and it is hosted by Julie Andrews, which is a fun fact.
And really sad story about that ride. So I took the Exploring Disney Heritage class during my college program, and we did a scavenger hunt in Hollywood Studios, and it was all about like different rides and things like that, and it was super interesting. And so after our class had ended, I went to One Man's Dream, and I walked through the entire thing, and I sat at the little video with Julie Andrews, and I sobbed because everything I had learned throughout the course of my college program, working for Walt and promoting that dream, and then going to see Mary Poppins talk about him so lovingly, it wrecked me.
I don't even know this story.
Yeah, it was a hard time, and I wrote my my proctor for the class an email, and I told him, I was like, thank you so much for enlightening me.
He's a lovely man.
Yes.
He's a truly lovely man.
Go David.
One Man's Dream is just so cool. There's a lot of props and stuff in there. They're all like real items, most of them at least. There's a recreation of Walt's office, which like I have a spiritual connection to.
There is a early animatronic of Figment in there.
There's also one of Abraham Lincoln from
Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
Lincoln's Moments. I think it's like whatever. Disneyland.
Disneyland.
It's
So
just
okay, yeah.
it's just cool. It has this really cool cardboard cutout of Walt standing in front of a map of Florida when he was introducing the Florida Project on TV, and there's like a fake camera, so you're like seeing how it looked when it happened. It's just like the whole thing is cool, and if you love Walt as much as we do,
You'll enjoy it. So the next one on our list is something that a lot of people doesn't know exists, and I
That
definitely
wasn't even in English.
So I definitely didn't know that this existed either until I was driving home from work one day. And so when you drive back from the parking lot where the cast members park for Magic Kingdom, you go under this little bridge thing, but that it has water on top of it, and you're actually like going under a tunnel.
It's a strange little like.
It's a weird thing when you're
do.
driving over it, but if you look at it from the top of a hotel, it doesn't look any different. And I thought I was having like a delusional, like sleep-deprived breakdown because I was so used to getting off at 3 in the morning, but I got off early, and I just saw all of these dazzling floats going by over this bridge. And I found out that it's something called the Electrical Water Pageant, and it's pretty
really
cool.
I feel like I should talk about this more than Heather should, because I worked at the Contemporary Resort, and it goes across Bay Lake, so it's basically just like the Main Street Electrical Parade on water, and most of the floats are themed after like little sea creatures, and there is music that you can hear coming from the floats themselves, so no matter where you are, if you're at the Poly, at the Grand Floridian, or if you are at the Contemporary, you can see it out on the lake, and it's really cool. And I argue that it's better than the Main Street Electrical Parade because you could walk away when you're done and sick of it.
Someone doesn't like the Main Street Electrical
I
Parade.
really don't.
Oh man.
Nothing against it, it's just not my cup of tea.
I think the music after 12 minutes is a little, but
Yeah.
much love in my heart for it.
Okay, so the thing was, what is his name? Elliot?
Yes.
On top of Pete got the microphone, that's when I was out. Once he could talk, I was done. I was no longer interested in hearing what he had to say.
Oh my goodness. But so the next one on our list, so obviously meeting characters is a great way to
Spend your time.
and it's a lot of fun. We personally recommend meeting Gaston.
I want to insert a photo of our prime moment meeting Gaston, because the look on our faces says it all about the experience we had.
Is it the one where I'm looking at him lovingly and you're staring at him as if he told you like...
Because he said something extremely sassy to me. I don't particularly even remember what the conversation we had was, but the photo is really funny.
I was just staring at him so much because his eyebrows were so like dark.
There.
They were there. They were there. And I think I stared at his eyebrows the entire time. And then I've met him many a times after that. And it's always great.
He's just a fun character to meet because he's not necessarily like nice and happy. So it's just an interesting change in comparison to meeting Belle or Cinderella or something. So
Honorable mention is the stepsisters because they're very sassy as well.
Oh, I love meeting the little mice from Cinderella. Oh, I don't even know if they have names, but I think
do, but I don't remember them.
I'm so sorry. Oh God.
We're terrible.
It's okay. We're gonna move on.
So the next one.
Fantasmic.
It's fantastic. It is,
okay.
And it's great, and everyone should go see Fantasmic.
Fantasmic is really fun. It pays tribute to one of my favorite movies, which is Pocahontas, that doesn't get a ton of attention in the parks, and it's a little bit of like a longer show, but you do get to sit down, and it's just, I think it's so cool. They like project stuff onto water. Like, how do you do that?
I will arguably say that it is like below Wishes, because I feel like nothing really tops seeing fireworks behind the castle. It is probably like my second nighttime spectacular. Like, I have so much love for it.
We could go on with like so many different stories of when we've seen Fantasmic, but this video would be like 2 hours
So just
long.
trust us, it's great.
It's cool.
Okay, so the next one is...
She's just gonna rant and rave and yell.
Yes, so we're gonna put a link right here to our video from our graduation day. Just skip like the first 3 minutes of it unless you wanna see us running around in graduation Mickey ears, in which case go ahead and watch it. But after that, me and Jess and Nora went to Animal Kingdom and became wilderness explorers, and it was great, and it was one of the best days I've had on my entire college program, and you really learn a lot. Like, I feel like that's what Animal Kingdom was designed for, is to teach you more about conservation and different species of animals. And you can obviously do that yourself by just walking around, going to the animal exhibits, or you can become a wilderness explorer, which is arguably more fun, and you get stickers, so go do it.
I wish that I was there with them, but I had class that I had to attend. But I've never done it before, but I really want to.
You're going to.
I'm going to. So number 9 on our list is pin trading. I personally have an extremely large amount of pins that I've collected and traded for, and I bought some on my own, but my favorite ones are the ones that I've traded. I think that they just have such a story behind them, especially if you start to try to collect a set and you had to go like all over the parks and resorts to like trade different cast members and pin boards for pins. I just think it's so fun.
Mm-hmm. And Christmas just passed, and my entire advent calendar, we just put little pins, and I did all of mine with my Disney pins, and yeah.
Cast members also love it when you pin trade with them. That's such a pleasant interaction to have, and like it's just so fun because it's one of like the few things that we get to do that are just like purely for fun. And that doesn't make sense, does it? It's just like...
It is something that as cast members, it is this little extra bit of guest interaction that you get to do that's kind of built into your job, and it has nothing to do with if you're, and most of the time pin traders are retail cast members, so you're like the merchandise hostesses, because in a lot of other roles you just can't wear the lanyards because they'll interfere. But it's something that allows you to interact with a guest, and it doesn't have anything to do with like a purchase or a transaction or a product, so it's like a nice little break from that. As well as like you get to just talk to people. Yeah.
Like it's just a Disney thing. Like I'm not sure any places like in the world pin trade. So it's just like a cool thing to be a part of. And I know I've had several interactions with guests that I have the pins that I traded with, because I would swap one of my own out with it if I like really had like a connection to it. And I will never forget some of like the pin trading interactions that I've had. They're just super fun.
So the last thing on our list is super sappy and pretty cheesy, but we definitely recommend that you do this. So the train station is I would say like it's a ride in Disney, because you get on it and you ride it. So you can take the train all the way around the park, and it stops in, you know, Frontierland and Fantasyland and
Storybook
Circus. And if you go to the top of the stairs on Main Street by that train station, you can look all the way down Main Street USA to the castle, past the partner statue, and it's really just one of the most like breathtaking views in Magic Kingdom. And
I think it just, like, it's cool to stand up there and see what it is that Walt imagined and never got to see himself, unfortunately, but it's a nice break from the big crowds of people. If it's like a super busy time, you can kind of just stand up there and see all of these people, like literally a sea of people with the castle and all of the shops down Main Street, and it's just like, indescribable, even though we just spent like 2 minutes describing it.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are so sorry it was so all over the place.
I'm really hoping that you guys at least sometimes think we're funny, because if
we
you
hope
do,
you at least just laugh at us,
Yeah.
because
we give you all the permission to laugh at us, because
we're a mess.
yeah. But we really do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below if there's something similar to this that you guys really like to do, and yeah, we'll see you real soon. Bye.